first half of October is packed with RPGs of the MMO, J, and regular varieties. I'll be giving my blunt take on all of these, especially New World, as a 900 plus hour boozed up expert. And if it's not for you, there are plenty of others worth your time. Now, let's get into it. Welcome to Throne and Liberty, a free-to-play MMORPG set in the vast world of Silesium. Explore diverse landscapes, adapt your strategy in dynamic PvP and PvE battles influenced by weather and time, and compete with rival guilds as you aim to defeat Khazar and claim the throne. So it has felt like forever since I played Throne and Liberty on Korean servers back in December. Since then, they have announced and beta tested the US launch, and it's now just right around the corner. I didn't mince words last time when we talked about Throne and Liberty's vast amount of issues and problems plaguing this damn game, including the abhorrently dull combat. Holy shit. I had my fair share of haters DM me on various platforms, but ultimately, I was correct, or else the devs wouldn't be adjusting combat. Fair to say? I think so. On the plus side, I do want to shine a light on a few positives so I don't sound like too much of an asshole. With launch comes key changes that they have already made on Korean servers. Skill specializations is the shining beacon of hope. This system builds combat diversity with over 250 specializations across all skills and allows for deep customization or even change some skills entirely. Fishing and cooking have been introduced for added gameplay depth and buffs for an entire party. Weekly missions will start each week off with a variety of content and a series of missions that give you the option to choose one reward and claim your prize should you finish in time. Dynamic co-op events act like regular dynamic events, but they are tethered to other players and y'all work together to achieve progression points. If all the stages are complete, a boss will spawn for players to defeat and hopefully drop some badass loot. Lastly, 3v3 PvP Arena is coming to Throne and Liberty, with a new instanced mode being added. Players will enter through a solo queue or that's the important part, a party queue. We'll need to see how this gets balanced out in the future for sure, because those can be interesting. There are other balance updates and item changes, etc., etc. Too many to list here, obviously, but head over to the Throne and Liberty website if you're truly invested in it. I will absolutely be checking out the updated client and letting you know if it's good or not. And no, I will not purchase the scummy early access packages that range from $40 to fucking $100. God, why? This is another thing that turns me off from this game so much. With all of the benefits of the added updates, they still find a way to somehow monetize the game into oblivion and make it look a lot worse than it is. Throne and Liberty comes out on PC, PS5, and Series X on October 1st. The trial. In Wizard of Legend 2, ambitious wizards face the perilous trials of legend in the floating lands, mastering chaotic elements arcana to become a wizard of legend. The game features vibrant 3D visuals, fast-paced 2D player online co-op with up to 4 players at launch, naturally, and ever-changing roguelite challenges. Wield new and familiar spells, seek immortality, and play and replay this legendary journey. I talked about Raven's Watch last video, a co-op roguelike feast with a cool premise and a solid art style. Well, it seems like this is a new emerging trend because Wizards of Legend 2 is set out to be a contender for the spot of co-op roguelike this year. Wizard of Legends 2 picks up from its acclaimed first Wizards of Legends game and makes the leap from a sort of flat semi-pixel art to wonderfully vibrant 3D art style in the same vein as the Hades title. I truly can't decide if I want to convince the boys to play this one or Raven's Watch, but I am kind of leaning more toward this because of the seemingly faster gameplay and the fact that the first game was so loved. I could see myself having a review of this one up in October for all of you roguelike fans, so check it out. And in the meantime, Wizard of Legend 2 arrives on PC Early Access October 3rd. Discover the next chapter in Diablo 4 in Vessel of Hatred. Battle Mephisto as the new Spiritborn class. Explore the lush jungles of Hantu. Recruit mercenaries and face new enemies and dungeons. Enjoy a new PvE co-op challenge and base game updates that enhance the world and introduces new powers. Okay, let's get this out of the way, and no way am I spending $40, $60, or $90 for this insanely priced expansion. No, I am not a broke boy baby back bitch.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
But I already paid for Diablo 4 and it underdelivered, so why should I pay again for another promise? I mean, it's like the meme, right? The source, trust me bro, this expansion totally changes the game just how you wanted it the first time you spent 80 bucks. Fuck off. With that out of the way, Vessel of Hatred looks to overhaul the leveling cap to 60, overhaul difficulty, overhaul the Paragon system, overhaul items, add new active and passive skills, introduce rune words, add a functional party finder, and finally give a look at overall balancing. Now, if that sounds like a game coming out of early access into 1.0, you'd be wrong, because this title has been out for well over a year. Blizzard Entertainment is a sad, shriveled, and dilapidated husk of what it once was. You see it in every IP they own. Enjoy Vessel of Hatred at your own risk, assuming you don't mind paying twice for another game promise. Vessel of Hatred spawns on PS5, Series X, and PC on October 8th. After receiving a letter from his late wife, James journeys to Silent Hill, hoping for one last encounter. By the lakeside, he meets Maria, a woman eerily resembling his wife. Immerse yourself in the psychological survival horror masterpiece, now optimized with chilling visuals and audio for the latest hardware. The upcoming Silent Hill 2 remake is coming in hot right in time for Halloween. I played this game forever ago and remember enjoying it for the most part. I am excited to see how they make Silent Hill with updated graphics and over-the-shoulder camera in the same a la Resident Evil vein, some new combat actions, enemy behavior encounters, and of course, new puzzles. Konami has also stated that they will be expanding the map, which should make it feel a little bit more worth your money, in my opinion, especially if you played the original to death. Speaking of worth your money, this is a new remake, and it looks to be double the length of the original, clocking in at a rumored 16 to 20 hours. For completionists, obviously it's going to be a little bit longer. Since I probably won't be grabbing this title with my limited time, let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to it and why. Silent Hill 2 comes out right in time for spooky season on October 8th for PC and PS5. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero takes the Budokai Tenkaichi series to new heights with a vast roster of characters, each featuring unique abilities, transformations, and combat styles. Battle in dynamic arenas that deteriorate with the intensity of your clashes as you unleash the immense power of the universe's strongest fighters. Embrace the legendary force of these warriors in an epic, destructive experience, and yes, it looks badass. Well, I definitely grew up a DBZ fan, but I shamefully have not paid a ton of attention to the series of games over the years, only dabbling here and there when a buddy of mine had the game and wanted a second player to laugh at as I fumbled the controllers trying to do cool moves. Damn, just like MK1. While researching, I found that Sparking Zero is bringing plenty to the table. Even as an old DBZ fan, reading up on the possibilities of this game made me itch to want to go a few rounds. Fans of the series are having a meltdown on YouTube trying to figure out who will be the most overpowered character, but personally, I think the episode battles in which different outcomes from the anime can occur depending on your choices really has the most nerdy appeal to me. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero fuses to your PC, Series X, and PS5 on October 11th. From the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5 comes Metaphor ReFantazio, a fantasy adventure where you journey with your fairy companion to lift a curse from the kingdom's lost prince. Awaken magical archetype powers, customize your party, and face powerful foes. Experience a unique battle system blending turn-based and real-time action, all set in a beautifully crafted world with captivating music, anime cutscenes, and an immersive UI. Ditching books for blades and papers for politics, the creators of the Persona series launches into a fraught and politically driven JRPG rife with monsters, bandits, drama, and discrimination as core themes throughout this lengthy 80-plus hour title. I love the art direction of Persona games, and to give a game that style with a medieval backdrop just has so much potential that it screams for me in my dreams. In Persona fashion, Metaphor makes you keen on using time management to your best advantage, lest you miss an opportunity or accidentally mismanage to some unfortunate future consequences. As a JRPG fan, I absolutely have Metaphor ReFantazio on my 2024 bucket list, and I think you should too. Metaphor ReFantazio comes out on October 11th for PS5, PS4, Series X, and PC. PAX Australia is a 3-day celebration of gaming and culture featuring panels, a massive expo hall with top publishers and indie studios, game demos, tournaments, and musical performances. Held at the MCEC in Melbourne? How do they pronounce that over there? It offers a unique community experience where fans can connect with each other and engage directly with game developers, publishers, and brands. I will be watching PAX Australia from the comfort of my amazing home, but I'm excited to see what titles get fleshed out that we have actually seen announced so far this year. So stay tuned for that. You can also obviously watch it at home and see if anything cool gets announced, or hey, just come back here. PAX Australia is set to start on October 11th and ends on the 13th. Neva is an emotional action adventure from the creators of Gris, following Alba and a wolf cub as they journey through a decaying world. Their bond evolves as they face growing dangers, with the cub maturing into a strong adult, testing their relationship. Together, they must survive the cursed world and find a new home. Maybe it's just me, but Neva is giving off some hardcore Princess Mononoke mixed with Spirited Away vibes with a breathtaking art style, and I'm kinda here for it. While not my favorite genre, Neva being a puzzle platformer, it easily grabbed my attention while researching games for the month of October due to its stunning visuals and simplistic nature. If you are addicted to platformers and like petting dogs, but also don't necessarily want to only pet dogs in self-proclaimed cozy games, I suggest you give Neva a look and wishlist this beautiful indie title. Neva arrives on PC, Switch, Series X, and PS5 on October 15th. In this MMO, carve your destiny alongside other adventurers on the supernatural island of Aeternum during the twilight of the Age of Exploration. Aeternum features the New World base game, the Rise of the Angry Earth expansion, and all updates like Brimstone Sands, plus a revamped storytelling approach with enhanced dialogue, in-game cinematics, large-scale PvP zone, a challenging 10-player raid, and new in-game solo trials. Ah, my old friend New World, come to gobble up some of those sweet console dollars for Daddy Amazon. I self-admittedly have about 900 hours packed into playing New World over the years. Not exactly super proud of that, but I can honestly tell you that if you get in at the beginning, it is one hell of a ride. Have you ever played a game and you know it has a lot of jank to it, but for some reason you love it anyway? Sort of like Dragon's Dogma 2, for any of you that are familiar with that came out recently. New World was like that at launch, and maybe still is to this day. I say that knowing many of the most popular content creators ended up going off to enjoy other games, and a lot of the time you just don't do that shit when you have a good thing going with your baby that got you to where you are. If you decide to pour some hours into New World, my guess is that it will go something like this. Why the fuck has nobody been talking about this game? It's actually so fun. It looks gorgeous. Oh my god, chopping trees and mining for ore is so satisfying. The combat is kinda jank, but damn, it's fun. And of course, after you hit max level or so and slam about 100 hours down on your controller, you will end up saying something along the lines of, why doesn't Amazon fix this and this when it's such a problem? What the hell? This bot has been mining my shit for hours. It sucks, and I've put in multiple tickets. I wish I could fight in wars, but I'm not in the right guild. My server isn't populated. When are we going to merge with another server? Etc, etc, etc. So look, would I ever turn anyone away from New World? Hell I have some of my fondest recent gaming memories PvPing and guild warring within New World. There's just no way I would say that. Just don't expect the high to last forever, or the devs to really fix anything meaningful or come out with new content in a decent time frame as the player base bleeds out. Just think of it like an abusive relationship, and I promise you will have one hell of a time until you don't. For any other questions on New World, shoot them down in the comment section below, because I truly would love to discuss. New World Aeternum takes up all of your time starting on October 15th on PC, PS5, and Series X. Drova, Forsaken Kin, which I will say very slowly because I could have sworn I read something else when I saw this game listed, is a pixel art action RPG inspired by dark classics and Celtic mythology. Explore a handcrafted open world where your choices shape the environment. A society has harnessed the power of a dead empire to capture nature's spirits, leading to their anger and division. Where will you stand? With Drova's old school hack and slash RPG pixel approach, I was apprehensive to look further into it because I feel like we get a lot of these, and most of these are also half-baked. While not completely sold on Drova just yet, the mood and the atmosphere in its presentation on a backdrop of Celtic mythology is definitely something appealing. And finding some old 1 to 2 year old YouTube videos where people reviewed the demo and commented on how smooth the combat was makes it a little more easy to suggest wishlisting if you actually do find it interesting. Drova, Forsaken Kin comes to all consoles and PC on October 15th. Okay, that's going to do it for me, everyone. Y'all have a great weekend and don't get into too much trouble. I'm going to be boozing it up. I'm just going to be honest. So I'm going to have a great weekend. Take it easy.